everyone returned on the second day. So the first day he taught them how they should start from whatever it is they are earning now, save 10% and live within the 90% or the 9/10 of their earnings. Now, the second cure for a lean purse was control their expenditure. So when they came in, so there's this guy came up and stood up and challenged them and said, "How can a man keep 1/10 of all he earns when all the coins he earns are not enough for his necessary expenses?" And so did Arkad address his students on the first day. So the guy is arguing, well, how can I save 10% when the whole 100% is not enough to cover all my expenses in the first place? So it is here on this second day where our Arkad started to teach them the difference between your necessities and your desires. Because each one of us have got endless desires for which we would like to gratify. So if you earned 100,000 or 10,000, you will find enough desires to satisfy and fill whatever it is that you're earning. So what each cause necessary expenses will always grow to equal our incomes unless we protest to the contrary. So pay particular attention. He said to them, do not confuse the necessary expenses with your desires. It's almost like in modern age, it's what's called the latte factor. These are expenditure that they're not necessities, but they're just desires. So it could be some people might do collections of some sort, things that are not necessities you can live without. And he said also in the book, I say unto you, just as weeds grow on a field wherever the farmer leaves empty space for their roots, even so freely do desires grow in men whenever there's a possibility of them being gratified. So he's basically saying, unless you control yourself, your money will go to satisfy everything that you desire. And even after that, you will still have more desires. So budgeting is necessary. You must budget to spend the 90% of your earnings, and you spend that 90% of earnings on the things that are necessary, on your necessities, not in the latte factor. You can cut down, and the best way of actually doing this is if you try and track your expenditure over a week, for example. Record everything that you're doing on a daily basis, whether it's a coffee or fish and chips or a takeaway and all of this. You will find that by the end of the week, you'll be able to identify some expenditure which is not necessary and start by cutting off that expenditure. Take it out of your budget, and that should enable you to follow through on the first cure for a lean purse, which was saving 10% by controlling your expenditure, which is the second one. So budget thy expenses thus that they may have coins to pay for thy necessities, enjoyments, and gratify thy worthwhile desires without spending more than 9/10 of thy earnings. And this, my friends, is the second cure for a lean purse, which Arkad told to his students on the second day.